Good morning, children. Mahalakshmi here, your social science teacher. Today I will just go through one of your third history lesson, Rise of Marathas and Peshwas. Now in this lesson we are having some learning objectives like we must know regarding the origin and the growth of Maratha kingdom under Shivaji, how we strengthen that kingdom. One. Second thing, we want to know about his administrative structure introduced by him. Then, to know how far the Marathas were responsible for the decline of the Mughals, how they defeated the Mughals and they came to power. Okay? And we should know regarding the role of Peshwas in carrying on Maratha power. These are the learning objectives which we are going to learn from this lesson. Now, regarding Shivaji. His father was Shaji and his mother was Jijabai, and he reigned in the year 1674 to 1680, and he had his successor one Sambhaji. Now why we are talking so much regarding Shivaji here? Why he is so famous? Chhatrapati Shivaji was one of the bravest, most progressive and sensible rulers of India, and he was known as the father of the Indian Navy. Shivaji Maharaja, a great Maratha ruler who is known for building Maratha Empire and its administration. He was one of the bravest, progressive and sensible rulers of India. Shivaji, who attained glory among the Marathas as he could stop the Mughal Empire's expansion in the Deccan. He captured many forts and gave Aurangzeb's commanders a tough time. The prime ministers of Maratha rulers, called the Peshwas, from the time of Shahu, held real power. The rocky and the mountainous terrain gave protection to the Marathas from invaders. It proved to be the advantageous in guerrilla warfare for Marathas. Bhakti movement and the Marathas. The spread of the Bhakti movements in Maharashtra helped the Maratha people develop consciousness of their identity and oneness. In the Maratha region, the religious leaders were Eknath, Tukaram and Ramdas, and they were called as the Bhakti saints. Tukaram and Ramdas had considerably influenced on the life of Shivaji. Consolidation of Maratha power. Shivaji resumed his raids after his father's death and conquered Javali from the Maratha chief Chandra Rao More. The soldiers of Bijapur from the hill fortress acquired by Sultan of Bijapur were driven out and replaced by his own commanders. These moves and the defeat of Bijapur army sent to punish Shivaji alarmed the Mughal officials. Shivaji boldly confronted them. In 1659, he killed Afzal Khan, a notable general of Bijapur. Shivaji wounded and chased away the Mughal general and directed his soldiers to plunder Surat, the major Mughal port on the Arabian Sea. Shivaji and Aurangzeb. After Shivaji plundered Surat, Aurangzeb swung into action. An army under the commander of Rajput General Raja Jai Singh was ordered to destroy Shivaji and annex Bijapur. Because Aurangzeb was not very happy with this Shivaji, so he wanted to defeat him. Shivaji, he was a great ruler and Aurangzeb was a great ruler, so they came to one settlement. Like say, Shivaji finally sought peace. By yielding the fortress he has seized and by giving back the fortress whichever he has seized from him and accepted services as a Mansabdar in the Mughal service for the conquest of Bijapur. Okay, I'll take care of this Bijapur under your control. So under his control he was going to take care of it. Okay, this is what he is telling. In 1670, the Mughal army was helpless when Shivaji again plundered Surat. In 1674, Shivaji crowned himself by assuming the title of Chhatrapati, and the coronation of Shivaji was celebrated with great splendor at Raigad as the occasion and the founding of a new kingdom and a new dynasty. Shivaji spent his last years trying to bring his son Sambhuji into his way, and he was defected to the Mughals. He fell ill with fever and dysentery and died in 1680. Maratha administration and Shivaji. Shivaji's political system consists of three circles. At the center was the Swaraj. Shivaji was caring and not allow the people to harass in any way. In the second circle, he protected the people from loot and plunder, for which they were required to pay chaut, that is 1/4 of the revenue as protection money, and Sardesh Mukhi as extra 1/10 as the chieftain's due. In the third circle, Shivaji's only objective was plunder. Each village had a powerful headman, Patil, who was assisted by a village accountant of a keeper of records, Kulkarni. Army under Shivaji. Shivaji gave utmost attention to his army and training of its personnel. In the beginning, the backbone of his army was the infantry. Every soldier was selected personally by Shivaji and was taken into services on the assurance of the soldier who was in service. Shivaji took great care in the maintenance and security of his forts. Ashtapradhan. Shivaji designated 8 ministers as the Ashtapradhan, each holding an important portfolio. Portfolio means like what we say as the ministers, like finance minister, defense minister and all, they called as portfolios. Okay, portfolio, one category is given to them. And here, Peshwa was the equivalent of the modern prime minister in the Maratha Empire. Shivaji was influenced by the Mughal revenue system. The assessments were made on the actual yield, with 3/5 left to the cultivator and 2/5 taken by the government. Sambhuji succeeded Shivaji, but he was not a great ruler. He made Aurangzeb's rebels and Akbar to take shelter in his court. Aurangzeb was not very happy with this, and he was very serious and took all out efforts to finish off Sambhuji. In little over a year, Sambhuji was captured by the Mughals and after torture put to death.